I'd like to reconvene the Wall Township Board of Education meeting for Tuesday, May 17th, 2022. Please stand as the colors are presented.
Hold. Left. Face. Present. Colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gary. Colors. Right. Face. Forward. March.
Mr. Smythe, could we have roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Buffett,
Here.
Mr. Hall,
Here.
Ms. Hodnick,
Here.
Mr. Mallett,
Here.
Mr. Nasser,
Here.
Mr. Sanfilippo,
Here.
Ms. Stites,
Here.
Mr. Wondrak, Mr. Agnesiu.
Thank you, Mr. Smythe. We will move along to our student representative reports. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Sorry.
Sorry, Kyle and Allison. Kyle Gerber and Allison Cardarella. correct?
Cortinella.
Sorry,
It's okay.
but welcome. You get a start. It's okay to get tongue-tied.
Good evening, Mr. Agnesiu, Superintendent Handerhan, and members of the Board of Education. Thank you so much for having us again to represent our peers. To start off, the spring musical was a massive hit. The musical this year was Chicago. Congratulations to all the seniors in the musical for their last performance.
Next, the junior and senior proms are right around the corner. On Friday, the junior class will have the night of their lives at prom. On June 3rd, the senior class will have their last prom of their high school lives.
As the school year is coming to an end, the class of 2022 seniors had their decision day to show off where they will be attending college. Congratulations to all of our seniors, and as their last days of high school are coming to an end. We hope for the best for all of you in the future. A big congratulations goes out to our senior board representative, Kyle Gerber, as he will be attending Rider University to major in global supply chain. We hope to see you thrive at school and continue to be a leader in the community.
Thank you. In sports news, the boys lacrosse team is 15-2, and they're playing Rumson Fairhaven right now in the Shore Conference tournament. They're hoping to bring the first ever Shore Conference win to our school. Then they play the first round of states tomorrow against Barnegat. Boys volleyball is finishing up their season against St. John Vianney. Our baseball team has a 15-3 record and is playing in the Monmouth County Finals tomorrow. Continuing, congrats to our boys golf team on maintaining their undefeated season so far at 13-0. Our track team has been having a great season and is finishing it up soon with only 2 meets left. Softball is 16-5 so far and in the second round of the Shore Conference tournament. Girls lacrosse is heading into their state tournament facing Pinelands on Wednesday. Good luck to all Wall High School athletes as the sports seasons are wrapping up.
Finally, Wall High School students are anticipating the couple of weeks there are left in the 2021-2022 school year. At the end of the year, students will complete their finals for all their classes. Good luck to all of our peers on these tests. That concludes our student board report. Thank you, board, for listening to our report. We hope to see you for the last meeting of the year.
Thank you. Just a little update. I believe it's final, the Shore Conference tournament final. Wall 3, Rumson 1. So we won. It's on boys lacrosse.
Last time I checked, it was 10-7.
What time is the game?
Last time I checked, it was 10-7.
6 o'clock, so it says final.
You might have a piece of paper.
What was that?
Last I checked, it was 10-7.
What?
Midway through the fourth quarter.
Really? So,
Yeah.
well, then,
That might have been.
I
for
like
Yeah,
yours
next
way
year.
I like yours better.
but-
We could just go with that one. I'm all right
yeah,
with that.
well, New Jersey high school sports, their featured coverage, they have short conference tournament final at Monmouth University.
Games
All right.
are
Oh, maybe I apologize. Maybe Wall's ranked number 3 and Rumson's number 1.
That
Yeah,
might have been
that's
it.
right,
That was
yeah.
right.
My
Yes,
intel
that is-
was consistent with
Yes.
Mr. Gerber's.
So that's my bad. So what does your intel say? What's the score?
Last I checked, it was 10-7 midway through the fourth. Rumson was winning.
Oh, we don't like that.
No, I don't like that. We can go back
So
to
nice.
yours. I don't-
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not over until
Yes.
it's over. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking positive that they're already going to win. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
going to send good. Yes, we're going to send good vibes for them.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Does anybody have any questions for them? No? Okay. If you guys want to stick around for the next presentation, and then if you want to go home and do homework, since I know that's right
Yeah,
at
that sounds good.
Yeah.
the top of your list.
Yes.
All right. So this evening, we have a Teacher to Remember essay contest, which was sponsored by the WTEA. And presenting this evening is Miss Jamie Lynn Campbell. She's part of the executive committee for the WTEA, and she is also a 6th grade teacher at Wall Intermediate School. Ms. Campbell.
Hello. Okay. Good evening. Thank you for coming out this evening. My name is Jamie Lynn Campbell, and I'm the WTEA Vice President of Certificated Staff. Since 2016, the WTA has sponsored the Teacher to Remember essay contest. This essay contest is open to all 5th, 8th, and 12th grade students. The students were asked to address the following topic. We all remember our favorite teachers, the ones who reached and shaped us in ways that changed our lives. Which teacher has had the greatest influence on your life? Specifically, what is it about this teacher or your interactions with this teacher that influenced you? What do you want other students to know about this teacher? We are very proud of all the students who took the time to write about the teachers who have truly impacted their lives. We would like to congratulate our essay contest winners for their beautifully written essays. I would like to now introduce the winners of the contest by building and invite them to come up and read their essay to their teachers. First up, we have Ashton Green from Allenwood, who wrote about, come on up. Ashton wrote about Mrs. Shanklin and Mrs. Preston.
A Teacher to Remember. Ashton Green, 4/27/2022, Miss Shanklin and Miss Preston. My years at Allenwood have been great. I have had lots of amazing memories, and I have had lots of awesome teachers. And the teacher I'm going to remember is Miss Shanklin and Miss Preston. The reason I chose to pick Miss Shanklin and Miss Preston is because they are the 2 best teachers I know. They bring laughs and smiles to everybody's faces, and they always want to have fun with you. If I could go back and redo a school year, it would be Miss Shanklin and Miss Preston's 2021 to 2022 class. I also have never laughed so much in a school year. Finally, every single day before school, I am always so excited to come, and I always have fun. In conclusion, Miss Shanklin and Miss Preston's class is the best class I have been in since I got here in Allenwood. They are the 2 best teachers I'm going to remember.
Congratulations. I would like to now introduce Ryan Wheeler from Central School, who wrote about Mrs. Turner.
Hi, I'm Ryan Wheeler from Central Elementary School, and my essay is about Mrs. Turner, a teacher to remember. You are the best teacher in the whole galaxy. You make me happy every day that I walk in the classroom. You are always so nice, and that is the lesson that you teach me. You have helped me with math, science, and social studies. The subject that I enjoyed the most is math. You are such an important person in my everyday life. Every day I learn so much more because you teach me everything. I just want you to know that you have made a big impact on my life. I will carry what you have taught me forever. You are definitely a great teacher to remember. Every day you make me feel so successful. You and I have made so many great memories together that I will never forget. You have the best ways to teach. For example, you taught me all about alchemists. You are so creative, and I'm so happy because you do the best experiments. Another reason why you're the best teacher is you always trust us. For example, you let us use the Chromebooks and trust that we are doing the right thing. You are the best teacher because you make learning/school so much fun. I like the ways you teach us to use special sayings that help us remember things. My favorite is PEMDAS. You teach us to use specials. Oh, wait, no. Without you, I would not be as good in math as I am. I really like that you have positive quotes all around the room. Looking at them helps me stay positive. I like the one that says, "A day without laughter is a day wasted." It always reminds me to smile and make the best of every day. You are just the best teacher. I just want you to know that I will always remember all the lessons you taught me, and I will use it in my everyday life. I'm so thankful to have you as my 5th grade teacher, and I wish you could move up to 6th grade with me. You are the best teacher in the galaxy.
From Old Mill School, we have Nora Farrell, who wrote about Mrs. Tozer and Mr. DeMichael. Mr. DeMichael could not be here tonight.
I wrote about Miss Tozer and Mr. DeMichael for my Teacher Remember essay. If I were to be completely honest on my favorite teachers, it would be my 5th grade teachers, Miss Tozer and Mr. DeMichael. They make sure everyone is learning and having fun. I don't know what I'd do without them. Like the time when Miss Tozer let me use her blue light glasses while we were taking the NJSLA because my eyes hurt. Or when the time Mr. DeMichael pushed me on a math problem because I could not understand it, but he wanted me to make sure I did not give up. Throughout the year, I have learned and grown so much from them. They joke with me, they laugh with me, and they are right there with me for every challenge. They always give us breathing exercises and brain breaks before a big test or working straight for an hour. They have always inspired me and told me to be the best version of myself. They always teach me to persevere and work hard. I get so sad when I think that I will eventually be leaving them, but I know that I will always remember them. I could not ask for better teachers. I truly hope to visit them in this school as I get older. A teacher takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart.
From West Belmar, we have Katie Soboleski, who wrote about Mrs. Foley.
A teacher takes a hand, opens a mind, and touches a heart. That teacher for me was Mrs. Foley. She always inspired me to be there for other people because she did the same for me. Whether it was teaching a math problem over again or just simply explaining how to pronounce a word, she was always listen to me when I had a problem and have patience with me with my problems. She is a very outgoing person who always accepts you for how you learn and who you are. I remember in 2nd grade we were learning a new subject in math and I didn't understand. It took me a couple of days to learn how to do the new subject, but she would not give up trying to teach me how to do it. We would go over it again and again until I learned how to do the subject. Another similar problem occurred in writing. We were writing a narrative and I didn't know how to spell a word. So I got up and asked her and she wrote it on a piece of paper for me so I could spell it. This shows that even the little things that she does help me be who I am now. Mrs. Foley is very accepting in different ways, one of them being the way you are. She would always tell stories about how she adopted blind and deaf cats. She now inspired me to adopt animals when I am older. She is also accepting in the way you learn. I was having a little bit of difficulty learning how to do some of the math lessons, but she would not give up and she would always help me. Last but not least, Mrs. Foley is a leader. I always look up to her in many different ways. She always solves problems, teaches in a different way than most teachers so that everyone can understand, and a lot more. All in all, Mrs. Foley is a great teacher in multiple different ways. You can always look up to her, you can talk to her about your problems, and she always makes you feel good. Mrs. Foley is a great teacher who you would be lucky to have in 2nd grade.
From the intermediate school, Kimora Henderson wrote about Mrs. Marr. Kimora could not be here tonight, so I will now read her letter. Teachers are a special blessing from God to us. They are the ones who build a good nation and make the world a better place. They are much esteemed in society as they elevate the living standard of people. Moreover, teachers have a great impact on society and their students' life. They are also of great importance in a parent's life, as parents expect a lot from teachers for their kids. However, like in every profession, there are both good and bad teachers. A teacher gives you faith, inspires the creative mind, and implants a love for learning. Mrs. Marr, my math teacher, executed this with perfection. At the age of 12, I moved from a huge town in Toms River to Wall Township in Monmouth County, New Jersey. I was convinced that my mom had taken this new job to separate me from my lifelong friends and deprive me of fun teenage experience. Needless to say, I had a very big chip on my shoulder. I was snotty and difficult to get along with, but Mrs. Marr saw through the front I had built. She taught me how to think critically. Critical thinking helped me better understand myself, my motivations, and my goals. She worked with me in my class to help improve my math skills and confidence. She modeled how to effectively engage in math and appreciate various math topics from algebra to geometry. I ended up loving everything we learned, even if I initially had hated it. Mrs. Marr managed to make every piece of math come alive. I will take all the lessons she has taught me into high school and further on. She is very polite and humble, and all the students love her. She is also a person trusted by teachers and parents, as she constantly strives in creating a balanced environment by working hard at academics and having fun doing so. While writing this essay, I realized the reason why Mrs. Marr pushed me so hard was that she knew I had a distinguished mind and that I had the drive to be successful in the future. Teachers are important members of our society. They give us children, teens, purpose, set up for success as citizens of our world, and inspire us a drive to do well and succeed in life. Us children of today are the leaders of tomorrow, and teachers are the critical point that makes us children ready for their future. And last, but certainly not least, we have Ciara Hayes from Wall High School, who wrote about Mrs. Kendrick.
A little flower, its granite face smeared onto my math work. The sketch defaced the value of my equations. That's what I've been told. It was unsettling, all gray with vacancy, taunting me, ruining my perfectly praiseworthy answers, sitting, stewing in its slimy intentions. Why are you here with your persistent petals, clashing against my pragmatic peace? Math is straightforward. Right answers resulted in proud parents and a prospering, promising future. Wrong answers resulted in prolific, purposeful students with a persistent, prominent work ethic. My older brother was a sanctimonious, skilled artist. His hands could shape... Sorry, I lost my place. That's why I have glasses. My older brother was a sanctimous, skilled artist. His hands could shape supernatural sensations or express his secular psyche with the soulful stains. His talent only extended my disdain for the scribbled scrawl, art experience, my next class. To taunt me in my talentless body, it is required for graduation and a common freshman class. The woman with sagging, stained hair, she knew my brother, recognized my last name, which is our only shared singularity. Her sonorous state left me wide-eyed. She was splattered with aspiration, hands spinning in the air and screwy jewelry swirling in her motions. She was warm and wild. She saw my ambition amidst the posed specter of doubt. She separated me from my brother's shadow, showing me that art was not a talent to be blessed with, but an expression to be skillfully sewn together. Where my brother succeeded with weaving wires, the bright teacher taught me that I could reflect the world with paints and sunny shades. My insecurities slinked away from me and slithered onto the canvases. The understanding of my mentality and discovery of who I was bloomed under her guiding hand. 4 years has passed since I first saw her Sagine-stained head. I returned for her elective classes each following year, witnessing my new emotions formulate into reflective pieces. As a senior, I will no longer be able to enroll in one of her classes next year. She introduced me to myself and helped me achieve my passion in my education. Color and paints that would help my understanding drive to continue my education for myself instead of the validation of others. Mrs. Kendrick's eccentric teaching style will manifest through my actions and who I continue to grow to be.
Thank you for coming tonight to support our contest winners and celebrate our selected teachers. All of the essays that students have written will be forwarded to the teachers for them to read and enjoy. The large essays on display this evening are a gift to the teachers who are here tonight that we remembered. So thank you again for sharing this expression of gratitude with our teachers.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Thank you to the WTEA for highlighting these talented students. And congratulations to all the teachers that were here this evening. And, just so everybody realizes, this is just a small snapshot of the greatness that goes on in our schools, the hard work all our teachers do, and the impact they make on everybody's, all the students' lives. These were just the winners, but I'm sure it was very hard to choose winners. So congratulations to all the teachers here this evening, and congratulations to all the teachers in the district for everything you do every day for our students. We're going to move on. Dr. Yeah, if anybody wants to leave, you can shuffle out.
This would be a good time to escape. It's 8:01.
I just want to say thank you for the WTEA because I think that's really great that the kids wrote those. I went to Allenwood and Miss Preston was also great when I was there. I don't know if she just left, but she was great. So, and good job to the kids because when I was in 5th grade, I don't think I was putting sentences together still. So, good job. Thank you guys. Good night.
See you next month. Updates are welcomed. Take care. Bye, guys.
Okay, we'll move on. President's report. So, would like to congratulate the High School Musical cast and crew. I mean, it was just another absolutely incredible show. Again, our schools have so many talented students between that performance, the performance at the intermediate school this year, the band performances. I mean, we are very fortunate here in the district with so many talented students. So congratulations to the students of the spring musical. Wall High School PTO, I had an opportunity to meet with them. They are planning the senior barbecue right now, and they are looking for donations. In previous years, when there was a project graduation, the PTO used to give out all kinds of prizes and gift cards to all the graduating students that attended. Because the last couple of years with fundraising has been very difficult, they are seeking any kind of help anybody could give. So if you would like to participate, you certainly could find them on our high school website and shoot them an email. On May 19th, the Wall SEPAG is hosting a special education town hall for parents with students in our program. Our special services director, Ms. Bond, will be presenting and answering questions of those parents. That committee is doing some fantastic work. On May 20th, Allenwood School will be hosting its annual May Fair from 5 to 8 p.m. with a rain date of May 26th. Ms. Hodnett and myself, we were part of a meeting where the May Fair was discussed. And if anybody knows when it actually started, because there was some discussion on that, I can go back about 40 years with it, but we believe it's over 40 years old. So if anybody knows when that was started, please let us know. The Crimson Night Foundation, they're going to be hosting their 4th annual Light Up the Night community event. The rain date is 5/31 at 6 p.m. It will be here at the high school. In the back are athletic fields. There's the 4th annual Crimson Cup Challenge, where the elementary schools compete against each other to crown a winner. I believe the PTAs that get the largest turnout of people from the school will get an incentive in the form of a cash donation, I believe. And this year, they have a laser light performance planned for the end of the event, which should be very cool. So looking forward to that, and that's going to be just shortly, actually. And then something that I found out about today, Central School is having their annual fun fair. It's coming back. It will be on June 4th. And because it's getting close to the end of the school year, you can check the district calendar for all kinds of different events, students being honored, performances, just a lot of worthwhile stuff going on right now. And if you can catch some of it, you wouldn't be sorry. And that's all I have. Dr. Handerhan, good evening.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Even though they escaped, I would like to thank our student representatives, Kyle Gerber and Allison Cartanella. They have done a fantastic job representing the student body at Wall High School at our meetings all year long. And I would very much like to thank the Wall High School Color Guard. Their dedication and their work truly adds to the board meetings, and I'm very grateful for their service to the school district. I'm sending out best wishes to, I don't know if the game's still going on, the boys lacrosse team. They're making history tonight because it's the first time that that we've advanced to the finals of the Shore Conference tournament. So the Shore Conference is a fierce lacrosse conference. So great job out to them. I also want to congratulate the Wall High School Department of Music for their amazing rendition of Chicago. This show is just fantastic, and to see such energy and the dedication behind what it takes to put a performance, a show together like that, it really is awe-inspiring. And I wish I had their time management skills at their age, because I really think I need to shadow them for a couple days so I can improve. I would also like to give a shout out to the Wall High School Environmental Club for all of their hard work in cleaning up the Camp Evans area this past Saturday. Their efforts have made a tremendous difference, and they were able to find a lot of, just a lot of trash that just accumulates in the woods and along the shoreline. So I am very, very grateful for all the work that they did. I could not have been more moved by all of the Mother's Day celebrations throughout the district. My big takeaway of all the celebrations throughout all the schools is it's great to be a mom in Wall Township. I feel I didn't raise my children here, and I feel a little slighted. I missed out. So, it was really nice to see, such wonderful celebrations with the family and school together. As Mr. Adonisio mentioned, we are in the thick of our spring concerts and art shows. We have had some which have been spectacular, and we still have some more to offer. So if you are able, please attend some of these events just to see the emerging talents and the passions of our students. Wall students are simply shining, and it's a light that we'd like to share. We are also, as the student reps mentioned, that we're headed into prom season, and I look forward to reporting out on them next month. And last month I mentioned it, but I do want to reiterate it because Wall High School's Delta Club and other community partners invite you to join them at the Allaire Community Farm for Light the Night between 5 and 8 tomorrow for an evening of remembrance and celebration of life for loved ones who may have passed. I'm going to give another shout out to the Crimson Knights Foundation. They have been doing so much planning to get ready for the Light Up the Night. That one has a K, so it's a KNIGHT, not to be confused with the Delta Club and the community organizations. So Tuesday, May 31st at Wall High School, it's going to be, pardon the pun, given the light show, it's going to be electric here, and I hope that everyone in the community will come out and join us. There it will be fun for all, and it's a great way to support all of the school organizations, the parent organizations, and I do know that there's some community organizations that are planning on attending as well. And for more details for both the night events, tomorrow's and on the 31st, please visit our website for specific details. And today, I had the most amazing day. West Belmar kindergartners invited me to visit their newly hatched chicks. To call them cute is a ridiculous understatement. I got to hold them. It was really cool. I didn't realize that they hopped, and they were using their little wings. So last night was a big hatching. A bunch were hatched last night. So I am certain that somehow I am going to make my way back there for day 2 with the baby chicks. So Mr. Abil, I'll be headed back there tomorrow. Sorry. Okay. And of course, I would like to thank all of the students that participated in the A Teacher to Remember essay contest. As a former teacher, there is truly nothing better than to hear the words of appreciation from current and former students. I want to thank the WTEA executive leadership for really developing this program so that so many of our teachers really can be highlighted for all of everything that all the heart and soul that they put into, I'm not going to say their job, but to their vocation. So thank you very much for facilitating that. And, to all of the teachers out there, it's Teacher Appreciation Month, May. It's May, we're in the middle of it right now. And just know that, all the educators, everyone that works in the school, you are appreciated on so many levels. And this is just a wonderful, wonderful example of some specifics. So thank you. I am also thrilled to share that the community-wide strategic planning process for Wall Township Public Schools will begin shortly. This process begins with a district-wide survey. The survey will be available in the next week or so. And I urge every member of this community to take the time to take the survey to provide meaningful feedback. It's so important to provide meaningful feedback to us. So we're looking to, to assess where we are and grow as a school district. So your feedback, whether, certainly as a parent, students, we're looking to hear from community members. We're looking to hear from parents. We want to hear from you. And we look forward to that. So more to come. And I thank you all that are here tonight. Thank you for coming out. Mr. Adonisio?
Thank you, Dr. Handrahan. I actually want to just jump back for a second. I left off our Students of the Month because it wasn't loading up, but I was able to get it. So grade 9, for the month of April, we have Glenn Bates. Grade 10, Christopher Daly. Grade 11, Nicole DeRocco. And grade 12, Ryan Koch. And then Nights of the Week for grade 9, we have Darian McLean. Grade 11, we have Francis Larito. And grade 12, Andrew Hyam. So congratulations to those students. Moving along, any board members, any Board of Education updates?
Mr. President,
Yes,
I actually wanted to go back to the superintendent's report,
sure.
please. Dr. Handerhan, can you clarify where people will be able to access that survey when it's ready to go out?
Yes, it is going to be, it'll be posted, the link will be posted on our website for all, so that's how we will be able to have full community access. And we are also going to, for members of the Wall Township Public Schools community, I will be sending a letter to them, which will be posted on the website, inviting them through email to complete the survey. And I'm working with our consultant right now to work to really try to get community member involvement to complete the survey that may not, logging onto our district website may not be part of their everyday. So we're working on solutions for that. So thank you.
Any Board of Education updates from anybody? Seeing none. Committee reports have been posted for everyone to view. We will move on to public comment for agenda action items only. Please come up to the microphone and state your name for the record.
Betsy,
Brian.
I don't think the mic's on. Is it on?
Should be.
Is it on? Hello? Okay, thank you. Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township. Yeah, I wanted to say I went to Chicago. It was very good. Let's see. Wanted to go over a couple things that are on the agenda tonight. I know we have, if you could give us an update, I think people in the community are interested in knowing how many people now are out on paid leave, because last I checked it was 11, then I heard one person at least came back. So, I mean, we deserve that. If we're paying these people salaries, we deserve to know how many people are out right now. We don't need names, we just need numbers. And then when I went back and looked at the central school principal that had been out, we ended up paying him $268,000 on paid leave, and then he retired. You had an investigation, supposedly. Nothing came out of it. And he sat home for 22 months and collected $268,000. So we cannot have that happen again. I've been trying to post it all over social media so people see it and wake up. Write the Comptroller's Office, write the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, write the Department of Education, because these people that I'm looking at are doing nothing. They're doing nothing to help, and we cannot have this go on. So you either file tenure charges, they get investigated, the people leave, or they come back. We cannot have 22 months of what happened last time. We just can't. It's absurd. I see that you're paying attorney bills to Mr. Scarillo for items that Mr. Smythe never forwarded to the Star Ledger. And I brought this up last month. Kathleen Duran also brought it up. We paid $6,378.28. It's on the agenda to be voted on tonight. But Mr. Smythe has not sent the documents to the Star Ledger. So I don't think I'd be voting yes until you actually send them. And when you send them, I'm going to get a copy. And it was very interesting. They wanted all emails, text messages, memos, and written communications from Superintendent Tracy to Rose Sergio, Tom Rideau, the head football coach, regarding hazing, bullying, harassment. And it also included the Wall Police Department, the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, the DOE, and the NJ Interstate Athletic Association from January 1 to 2020. He did narrow it down. Mr. Smythe keeps asking for extension upon extension upon extension. This is November 18th, this gentleman puts this Oprah in. On February, it takes February until Mr. Smythe seems to send them over to Mr. Scarillo's office and Ms. Athena Cornell. They then charge us for review, redactions, Vaughn Index, $6,300. So like I said last month, I'm going to Oprah this because it's not mine. And I know Christine Stice, she was getting so mad at me for putting in Oprah's that I thought she'd be on top of this one, but I guess she wasn't.
Ms.
'Cause
Cross,
when we asked
can you provide your comments on
Yes.
the action items for the agenda,
Yes.
please? Thank you.
This action item should not be paid. It shouldn't even be on here. Mr. Smythe should be on paid leave right now because that is tampering with public records. We've now closed a criminal case, and these documents weren't allowed to be seen. We have at least 3, 4, 5 tort cases. I'll post the attorney bills. I haven't had a chance. I'll post them on Facebook so everybody can see them. We must have 20 attorneys suing you right now.
Please refer your comments to the action items
The action
on the
items
agenda,
are
please.
your attorney bills.
Exactly.
And you, Ms.
So
Cornell,
please keep your
I
comments
think
to those
should be
action
fired.
items.
I've
Okay.
asked you before to answer the question of why you've put my son's picture in your
Ms.
reply
Cross,
brief.
that's not on the action items.
Yeah, every month you keep paying attorney bills to them regarding this. So yes, it is. So until you answer the question, I'm going to keep asking it. And so are other people. That's why you'll keep getting letters and emails regarding it. It'll keep going to the prosecutor's office whether they want them or not. It will keep going to the DOE whether they want them or not. It'll keep going to the comptroller's office whether they want them or
Action
not.
items, please.
Action items, Ms. Cornell,
Nothing
do
regarding
not
that with
pay
regard to
your
the
attorney
agenda.
bills.
Okay, thank you.
So we need answers. Attendance calendars we've paid for 3 years of people to sit home. We
Thank you, Ms.
cannot
Cross. Your
have
time
that
is up.
any longer. And
Thank you. Your
don't
time is
let
up.
anybody else go over their time.
Thank you. Your time is up.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else for comments on action items? Seeing none, we will close public comment on action items. Okay, could we have a motion for approval of minutes for the executive session of April 12th, 2022, the special meeting of April 12th, 2022, the executive session of April 26th, 2022, and the business meeting of April 26th, 2022?
I'll make the motion.
Motion, Mr. Wondrak, second, Mr. Nazar. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Mr. Mallett?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Anizzi?
Yes. Ask for a motion for approval of first reading for the policy 1648.15 and 2417.
I'll make that motion.
Could I have a second?
I'll second.
Second. I open it up for public hearing on first reading of these policies. Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Simon?
Yes.
Mr. Mallett?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Anizzi?
Yes. I'll ask for a motion for approval of second policy reading for Regulation 2460.30, Regulation 5751, Policy 5751, Regulation 5751, Policy 8465, Regulation 8465, and Policy 9560.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, Mr. Hall.
I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Wondrak. Any questions, discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Simon?
Yes.
Mr. Mallett?
Yes.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Anizzi?
Yes. Okay. I will ask for a motion for number 12 for approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
A motion, could I have a second?
Second.
Second. Ms. Stites. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Mr. Mallett?
Yes, with the following exceptions, due to, as they refer to staff to whom I am related. 14A, number 13, 14A, 18, numbers 2201 and 202, 14A, 27D, number 14, 14A, 28B, number 22.
Mr. Nasser?
Yes.
Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yes.
Ms. Stites?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak?
Yes.
Mr. Buffa?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Ms. Hodnett?
Yes, with the following abstentions. Item 13 SSS, item 14A.12, item 14A.18, number 135.
Noted, thank you. Mr. Adenizio?
Yes, but I will abstain from 14A, attachment number 1, the portion pertaining to a family member.
Thank you.
All right. We'll open up for public. Let's get to my page. We'll open up for public comment on any school district business. Please come up and give your name for the record.
Is this on? Betsy Cross, I live in Wall Township. I'm glad to see that we're not seeing Mr. Adenizio cut off people's microphones again. I mean, Scott Arnone, boy, he sent out a great email to you guys. He CC'd the prosecutor's office, he CC'd the controller's office, the DOE, all the board members on the DOE in Trenton. It was fabulous. So we've just about had it with Mr. Adenizio cutting off the microphone. If he doesn't like the person, doesn't like the question, he just cuts you right off. And he's done it over and over again.
And that's
don't
not true.
talk on my time.
Well, tell the truth.
I'm telling the truth. I always tell the truth. I'd like some answers on, I know we've had some suspensions in the high school. It says drug use, possession on school grounds. There were 2 of those in April, and there was 1 assault. They were 9 days off for each person. It looks like 3 people. What would be helpful is people want to know, is this a repeat offender? Is this their first time they've brought drugs to school or their 5th time? Same thing for the assault. We need more specifics on this because this isn't enough. And reason for a Saturday detention, it says merits. What does merits mean? If you can answer that when my time is up. That's for April. Lots of Hibs, lots in the high school, lots in the intermediate school. Hopefully somebody can come in and start getting control because the board up here really isn't doing it. So we need some outside help. In your sidebar agreement for the extra 100 days for Kevin Davis and Tiffany, there's no start date on here. It just says to be paid retroactively to begin with their respective start dates. That should not say that. That should say what actually the dates were, because I don't know if somebody was being paid for the high school starting February 1st. So I'd like that changed, because if we go back and look at this, we have no idea when you were starting to pay them. And somebody should have caught that. And who is going to sign this? Because it shouldn't be Ralph Adenizio. Who's going to sign this document? Is it Adam Nasser, the vice president? Who's going to sign it? I was shocked to see, I was going back looking at Greg Stewart's when I found his $268,000 in payments for 22 months with nothing happening. And I found a settlement agreement for Mary Jane Garibay. So I asked for it, and I asked for Mr. Smythe to give it back to me before tonight's meeting, because we can't be having all these settlement agreements. So I'm not sure why he's hiding that one, but we need to know what it was. Because, I thought she just left. Well, I don't know why we're doing settlement agreements with her. So I put that Oprah in, and I'd like somebody to follow up and get back to me. With a staff of 7 or 8 in the business office and a human resource person, Sean Cranston, we got to get these documents out. Mr. Smythe held that Star Ledger up for 6 months. He should be out on paid leave. Everybody should be going back in executive session tonight and putting him out on paid leave. Because again, he's tampering with public records. A criminal case is now closed, and you have all these lawsuits, and who knows how many pages of documents he's hiding. He did that with the trailers. We know that. They were sitting on his desk for 6 months.
Ms. Cross, that's not true.
Ralph, stop telling me what's not true. You do not know. I have the facts. You don't have the facts. We know they were sitting on his desk because he sent them to the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office on December 18th. He sent the documents to me the day after he destroyed the trailers. So don't tell me.
Mr. Smythe did not destroy the trailers.
You destroyed the trailers.
The board voted to destroy the trailers.
Right. Without knowing where they came from.
We knew.
Right?
No.
Oh, really? Where'd they come from?
We had all the information we
Where'd they
needed.
come from?
This isn't question and answer. Please continue.
It's because Mr. Smythe won't say where they came from. So those are the questions that I have. I'd like that information on Mary Jane Garibay. I'd like that document to be changed. I'd like to know when, and I'm like shocked to pay an extra $100 a day and paying all these people. This is really adding up. So you either got to file those tenure charges quick, because I'll be here month after month, and we'll get more people here. If you keep doing this, I'll keep posting those Greg Stortz articles, because it was pretty embarrassing. And this is going to be worse because Ralph Adonesio's up here. So if you could answer how many people are out on paid leave
Thank you,
right
Ms.
now?
Cross. Your time is up.
Right. So just
Thank
answer
you.
how many people are on paid leave so I don't have to keep Oprah.
Thank you. Is there anybody else for public comment?
Good evening, Board. My name is Marcus Kirschenbaum. I live in West Belmar. I was here last month for the first time in a long time because I've been too sick to come to meetings. And I put in a few open public records requests at the school board. And the first one was a list of consultant professionals for the Wall Township School District for the years 2020 and 2021 with the rates of pay and job description. I get a letter back. In response to your request, please advise the district does not retain a listing of consultant professionals and therefore is not a government record that are responsive to your requests. So what they sent me was a few months of each year's 2019, 2020, 2021, the Board of Education meetings, minutes, and they said I could find the information in there, but it's not there. I set a list of employees of the school district with the title, amount of pay, either salary or hourly, with the amount paid for the year 2020. I figured everyone that the school board pays would be in there. I was told by Mr. Smythe, if a person gets a paycheck, they're an employee, and so anyone else that's not an employee is not considered. So my question is, like your attorney, you pay by check? So you don't take a suitcase full of money to her office every month and give her cash, do you? That one also says is not a proper thing. I did get who was working for the school. Then I put the name of the school board law firm rate of pay, amount paid in 20 and 2021. Also billable hours, but I deleted the billable hours. It says here the request for does not identify specific records. Everyone I asked does not reply to specific records. Do you know what an Oprah means? Any paper, written or printed book, document, drawing, map, plan, photograph, microfilm, data process, or image process document. Information is stored or maintained electronically or sound recorded or in a similar device or in any copy, therefore, that has been made, maintained, or kept on file, or that has been received in the course of his or its official business. Basically means like when I asked for how much does school board attorney make an hour, I didn't get an answer on that. I do know in 2019, when a school bus rear-ended my son, and I went to Mr. Smythe and I said my son was found not at fault, and I said I was dropping all the charges. And he said, I want to make sure, because he would have to pay his school board attorney $145 an hour. Now, that was 2019. So I was just wondering what they make now in 2022. I'm not happy. I've written a letter to the New Jersey Government Records Council. I also went am in conferring with the New Jersey Foundation for Open Government. When I asked for a few things, and I was told, like, why don't I ask for who paints the flagpole by Mr. Smythe? I took that to be mocking me, because it's, he said, why do you want such information? I says, well, in 2020, the school budget is $69 million, and it's $82 million now in 2022-23. Where's all the money going if you're spending $45 million on the regular employees? Then, he asked, well, I want to know how many nuts and bolts the school board buys and this and that. Mr. Adizio, you said when you became president, this would be the most transparent board ever in the history of Wall Township. And I feel, you say it's not question and answer? Mr. Smythe said that maybe if we didn't have too many Oprah requests, this attorney wouldn't be paid so much. Maybe if we could come up here and I could ask a question and you could say, Mr. Kirschbaum, we don't know, but we will get back to you. That might be nice because we're part of the public. And we just want to know just like you want to know. But it seems like to be pulling teeth to get the right responses. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mr. Kirschenbaum, my experience with the Oprahs is it needs to be very specific. So if you're looking for the attorney bills, for instance, we voted on them this evening, so it's on the agenda. You'd probably would want a copy of all the vouchers paid to the attorney.
Oh, no, really what I wanted was the name of the school board law firm, who I did not know, the rate of their pay, whether it's, hourly or yearly or whatever, and just the amount paid in 20 and 2021. And that's quite specific. Wouldn't you say so?
It seems specific, but you have to identify a document. So the document would be a copy of their contract with the school district, which would state the hourly rate, and then probably a copy of the, I guess, the voucher for the year of what was paid to the law firm.
Okay, but if I put this Oprah into the town, I get all the information I want. The same exact Oprah. And when I ask Roberta or Carrie or anyone over there, is this Oprah written correctly? They say yes. So how can it be written correctly at the township, but for the school board, it's not specific enough? And that's why I read the definition of this.
Yeah,
It's any record.
I don't know how they do it.
Thank you very much for listening to me.
If I can add, just for clarification, although it was identified that the request did not meet the requirements of the Open Public Records Act, in an effort to address the information that was requested, a number of documents were provided and identified as these would be the documents that would address the
Brian,
question.
can you turn your mic on?
Sorry, it is on. But we identified records that would provide the information that was requested and provided those records.
You did provide some records as to how much they did get paid between the two different law firms. I was also looking for the hourly rate.
It's on the agenda, just
Okay,
on section double E
You know,
with the
people keep
name of
telling
the
me to
firm.
Go
and-
to the computer and,
Excuse me, he's asking that. It's a rate of 155.
okay, I'm just, like I explained last time, at my age, to go on the computer and find stuff, it's very hard. I run things and it's even another woman told me, it's very hard to find. You gotta be specific in what you're looking for. I just don't know how to do it. So that's why I ask. Okay?
We understand.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Joseph DeLuca. Who? Joseph DeLuca. It's not on? Is it on?
Yeah.
Joseph DeLuca?
Who?
It's amazing. Do you control the volume?
It's up,
What's up?
the volume.
Oh.
Joe?
Well, it's hard to hear with the air conditioning going. $82 million and got a PA system that's useless. It's amazing. I wish, would everyone that's on the board raise their hand? Is that too hard to ask? So I know the members? Because they never say anything. I read those things on the wall. The board should practice some of those. Because you say it's not a question and answer, but when it suits you want to do a question and answer. But when it doesn't suit you, you don't want to. It's unbelievable. Amazing. It's amazing. You talked about those questions when you hired him for the board. You gave the apples to apples. And you said, how would you go out to the public for a referendum? But you guys don't want to communicate with us over here. It's unbelievable. Joseph, you're quiet as a church mouse. It's unbelievable. I know in school you had a mouth.
Mr. DeLuca, excuse me, please direct your comments to the chair. Thank you.
Why?
Because that's the procedure.
Where is that written?
Thank you.
You show me a document that.
I'll provide it to you. It's in the
Yeah,
board policy.
To the best of my recollection, okay? Use those words in front of the judge, to the best of my recollection. You never get charged with perjury, okay? Learned that from Watergate. But it's amazing. But when you want questions and answers, all right. How is it going on with the new person monitoring the locker rooms? How is the bus schedule? We don't hear anything. No one says anything. I mean, do they have a buzzard around your neck, and if you say something wrong, they zap you? I mean, it's amazing to me. No one says anything. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable. And about the paving of the parking lots, you're not getting your money's worth because price of pavement is up through the roof. So you should hold off. You have a water issue, so you're going to put paving. If you don't do drainage, it's not going to help. You're going to pay money, $1.5 million for what? Did we ever have a yard for our buses coming up? And the maintenance on the buses are horrible. If you ever ride by the buses, when they hit the brakes, they squeal like a son of a gun. But we're spending $82 million. There's no supervision from the superintendent of schools down. I mean, there's more issues. We got lawsuits coming up, and they're worried about little chicks in West Belmar School. Did you see the outside of the school today when you went there? Did you look at the facade? Does it look nice? It's unbelievable. and Ralph will be on zoning. When's zoning? Tomorrow? You going to make it to the meeting? It's unbelievable. But I like to see some of the board members speak up once in a while. It's unbelievable. Totally unbelievable.
Thank you. Is there anybody else for public comment?
Am I on? We have chicks hatched in my district too, and I think they're adorable and have made up for an otherwise rocky school year. I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm going to read my comments, which is not like me, so I apologize for the lack of eye contact. I know. Allison Connolly, 1601 Sioux Street. I am not a big fan of hypocrisy, and it is that simple fact that has compelled me to speak to you tonight. In the late spring of 2019, Betsy Cross accosted me during public comment because she had learned that I was behind in my taxes. She then demanded that the members of the board present at that meeting, many of whom are still seated on this dais, raise their hands if they were solvent. Her attempt to embarrass me didn't work. My skin is thicker than that. But what did strike me was how quick others were to lie about their own financial situations, conveniently forgetting their own histories of unpaid taxes, foreclosures, and a myriad of other financial issues. But to paraphrase my mom, their dirty laundry was none of my business, until now. While the state of my financial affairs played out in public comment and on social media, my husband and I quietly paid our taxes, and I moved on with my life, happy to leave behind a brief period of financial hardship and the delusion that serving on this board was any longer a worthwhile endeavor. There is, however, in my opinion, a significant difference between financial hardship and financial mismanagement or malfeasance. Financial hardship often lacks an element of intent or agency, whereas mismanagement and malfeasance, their choice, and they're often marked by an element of a lack of integrity. And now you have at the helm of your already dysfunctional body someone who has a long record of the latter and a long trail of documentation to prove it. I simply don't understand how you can keep him in this role, let alone on this dais, commanding an $82 million budget and touting a $40 million referendum. This seems like the absolute definition of insanity to me. I have no doubt that I will yet again take a hit in the court of public opinion for this little missive, so let me be clear. These comments are not politically motivated. I have long held that partisanship has no place on the board, and I stand by that. Further, nothing I said here is untrue. Court documents, township records, bank documents, all of these can be easily attainable by Oprah, an avenue I know at least one community member is quite familiar with, but employs only as it suits her own agenda. And if you don't believe me about that, ask yourself why she only posted one principal's timesheet on social media when two are on administrative leave. Dr. Handerhan and I, Betsy, this is my time. Dr. Handerhan and I have not always seen eye to eye, and that's no secret. But I know probably better than most that she cannot pull this district out of its current difficulties without a strong board behind her. Some of you are absolutely fulfilling your roles, and I thank you for that. I know it's not easy, especially when you're simultaneously carrying the dead weight of others, people who feel entitled to their seats, who feel the town owes them something, who want to collect titles and clout, but who fail to put the students, the staff, the district, and the community first. The time, I believe, has come to clean house, and I hope you all know where to start.
Thank you. Is there anybody else for public comment?
Hi. Shauna Hopwall. Good evening, Dr. Handerhan, and to the board. I don't really have any specific questions for you. It's just kind of a statement. I'm usually an under-the-radar kind of person, especially in this town. I'm not originally from here. I don't know many people. I have a few great friends, and I'm good. Like many of us, I'm very busy with work and home life, so admittedly, I have not attended as many of these as I'd like to. Over the past year and a half, I've been attending a lot more regularly. And when I can't, I watch them later. I planned to speak a couple of times, but changed my mind because honestly, who wants to stand up and voice any opposition in front of this very aggressive crowd? Not me. I really don't need that brand of crazy in my life, but I feel like right now I must say something. I know I'm not the only one who feels like this, and I encourage others to speak out as well. It is really hard to see time and time again the disrespect and complete lack of etiquette some people have when coming up to this microphone. Month after month, we hear about lawsuits, everyone's vacation days, how many Oprah requests haven't been complied with. What is the motivation? Why are we doing this? This is the bullying behavior that we talk to our kids about. Stop it. We don't need it. I'm all for checks and balances on our educators to identify wasteful spending and holding them accountable for things that aren't appropriate. But I really don't care to hear about legal bills every time I come to this thing. I just want to hear about what we're doing for our kids in Wall. What are we doing for the curriculum? What are the issues? How are we solving these issues? What can we do as a community to help this happen? To that point, I would encourage folks to educate themselves on the issues we're facing in this school district, community, state, and country. We cannot let TV or social media or someone else tell us what to be mad about, try to divide us, and pit us against our educators. If you hear something that concerns you, look it up in more than one place. Nobody's teaching your 8-year-old critical race theory or talking to your kindergartner about gender identity. We as parents should monitor what our kids are learning about, but please educate yourself before you start spreading misinformation to others. I've got 2 kids at Central. My husband and I are trying to raise them to be good humans, humans who care about other humans, full stop. I worry sometimes we may not have made the best decision to do that here. So I poked the beehive enough for one day, but one last thing. I understand there really isn't such thing as a nonpartisan office these days, but Mr. President, sometimes your partisanship comes through loud and clear, and it really doesn't help. In times like these, we need a leader to calm things down and speak rationally, and not to stir the pot. Lead us through this and help us as a community to not be so divided, and like for our kids' sake. So thanks.
Thank you. Is there anybody else for public comment? Seeing none, we will close public comment. Any comments from the board members? Yes, Ms. Hyman.
Just 2 points of clarification. So suspension records would qualify as student issues, and we're not allowed to discuss them further, correct?
Correct.
And then also I'm noticing on the HIB report, while there is a list of HIBs, I'm seeing 2 that were founded. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's what's presented on the
Thank
agenda.
you.
Please stop yelling out. Okay.
Ralph?
Yes.
Kristen, you're all set? You know? Okay. I just wanted to point out that it was a failed referendum which brought the trailers. There was a couple questions about that. And if the questions are about West Belmar and the looks of the front of it, that's also a referendum. So if you want to see better infrastructure in the schools district, then the referendum is a very good place to start.
Ms. Cornell.
Just a couple quick items. I think there is some confusion with regard to OPRA requests. Those are with regard to existing government records. So the law doesn't contemplate that you would need to do any research or create any documents in order to respond to an OPRA request. So sometimes when the response is there's no document that exists, that's the reason for that. With regard to public comment, there seems to be some confusion about what it is. The board designates multiple areas of public comment in each of its business meetings, and that's an opportunity for the community to voice its concerns and for the board to listen. It's not intended to be a question and answer or a debate or a cross-examination for that matter. It's the community's opportunity to give the board its information. So that's what we've continued to do. With regard to the student matters and questions as to the discipline, those are confidential, and that's not something that the board would be permitted to discuss in a public setting. And the same goes for personnel matters. And with regard to, tampering of public records or that sort of thing, the allegations are simply false, and just repeating them over and over again doesn't somehow make them true. So that's just the clarification purposes. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Smythe, did you have anything?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Mr.
you.
President.
Dr. Handerhan, do you have anything? Please stop yelling out. You had your time. Why? Please stop yelling out. Dr. Handerhan?
Ms. Cornell covered what I was going to mention.
Okay, great. All right, at this time, I will ask for a motion to go back into executive session for letters A, D, G, and H. We will be adjourning from executive session. No further action will be taken by the board. Could we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Go a second.
I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Hodnett. Any questions, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Thank you. Have a good night.